everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we have kind of one that's I'm very curious about, but there's a part of me that just does not like you, but we're gonna do it so you know what she looks like. So if you're interested in checking out the YSL All Hours Foundation with me, stay tuned. Okay, so let's just get down to business here. What I am going to do, if you're interested, I did record a video showing what I do for my skin prep and everything I do prior to applying foundation. That video should be up before this one. If so, I'll put it up here in the cards if you'd like to check it out. So today we are trying another, I've got a lot of foundations to try, you guys. I'm on a foundation kick. I mean, I've got a ton of them to try coming up. I've got high-end, I've got drugstore, I've got luxury. Today we're going with a high-end foundation. And this is the All Hours Foundation. I'll tell you, YSL has a new palette. I'm looking through their products right now. They have a new palette that is absolutely gorgeous that I would love to try. Okay, now this again is another long wear foundation. You guys have heard me talk about these countless times, including the Jouer foundation review I just did. This is called All Hours Long Wear Natural Matte Foundation. And it has a little over 4 stars on Sephora right now. Total of 930 reviews. So it's a very highly rated foundation. It retails for $58 and you get 0.84 fluid ounces. So you're not getting a full fluid ounce here. And it claims to be full coverage for normal, combination, and oily skin. Now this claims, it says it's a 24-hour natural matte foundation with buildable medium to full coverage that blurs pores and fine lines for uninterrupted, flawless wear that looks just applied all day. It claims to be, this says this advanced transfer-proof, oil-free, and non-pore clogging formula comes in 33 shades. Flexible pigments, we'll see about that, and skin-loving ingredients. Okay, that's where I have the problem. No. The fact that they say skin-loving ingredients. YSL, your third ingredient on here is alcohol. It says alcohol denate. This is how a lot of brands are, you know, they're switching things up, kind of like saying made in the PRC instead of, you know, which is the People's Republic of China, instead of saying made in China. Now, instead of putting denatured alcohol, they're putting alcohol denate. Okay, I'm going to tell you, you guys, if you've watched any of my videos, sorry, I have a hair on my face. If you've watched any of my foundation videos about this, you all know by now, denatured alcohol is one of the worst ingredients you can put on your skin. It's just that simple. So the fact that YSL says on here that this is filled with skin-loving ingredients that provide flawless coverage that stands up to makeup meltdowns, weightless texture leaves your skin feeling fresh and comfortable all day like you have nothing on. And it also, let me continue here real quick, it claims to smooth perfectly, resist sweat and humidity with no touch-ups required. The formula is infused with black tea antioxidant complex for additional skincare benefits to combat the visible signs of dullness and fatigue while protecting skin from pollution. In other words, it puts a barrier up. But you know what? This is just what kills me on this, you guys. Because they can put all these incredible, wonderful, you know, black tea and all these other wonderful things in here, but they put denatured alcohol and it wipes it all out. Now, as I've said many times before, it's my belief, I don't know because I have yet to be able to get a single brand to answer my question of why they're using denatured alcohol in formulas all of a sudden. I mean, we're seeing it in everything. You know, it's in the Jouer, it's in the Lancome Ultra 24-hour, it's in Huda Beauties, it's in this one. I mean, it's just across the board. But what I'm seeing this in, I've never yet to date, not to say it isn't out there, I have not reviewed a foundation or purchased one that I'm aware of that's a hydrating foundation that has denatured alcohol in it. I am seeing denatured alcohol so far exclusively in foundations that claim to be matte and claim to be long wearing. So it's my belief, because of the fact that denatured alcohol actually absorbs into the skin, I think that the reason that they're using that and using it in such high concentrations in these formulas is as a binding ingredient. In other words, to make the product adhere to the skin and stay on the skin. Because for those of you that don't know, alcohol, there are a lot of alcohols that are good, considered good alcohols on the skin. You'll find them in skincare and such like that, and they're used to draw ingredients into the skin, to pull them into the layers of the skin. Unfortunately, this is not a good one. So even if I find I do like this foundation, it is, I'll tell you right now, it's not one I would ever wear on a regular basis. I would only, you know, it's something, if it performed beautifully, like this is one of my favorite foundations, the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra 24-Hour Makeup. Now they have two formulas of this, just to let you guys know, because I don't want you thinking that just this across the board contains denatured alcohol. It's the Ultra 24-Hour. That's the one that does. The one that's just Ultra, the Tint Idole, does not contain denatured alcohol. So again, it's these long-wearing foundations. So let's take her out. Obviously, you saw it comes in YSL's fancy gold packaging. I will say, I adore YSL's products. I mean, I absolutely adore their products. I just wish they wouldn't put denatured alcohol in their foundations, because, well, I'll tell you, they have some beautiful products, and I'd like to review a few of their other foundations. So, let's see if we can find one that I can wear all the time that doesn't have this ingredient. So anyways, it's a beautiful bottle, just typical of YSL. It's a frosted glass bottle, 2 black stripes down the side of it, and YSL's logo on top. And does she have a pump? Yes, she does. Is it locking? No. Okay, so let's shake this up and see what she looks like. I picked up the color BR10 Cool Porcelain. Let's put 2 pumps on to start with. So there is the consistency of it. Looks like a thicker foundation. Now what I'm going to do, and of course I totally forgot to do my priming first. It's just one of those days. I am going to go to my Tatcha the Silk Canvas and take my little disky do hat out here, and let's get some of that off of there. I've said this several times already. This is a beautiful primer. I think that this is a primer that you could easily use whether you have oily skin, dry skin. I don't think it'd make a difference. It's a lovely primer. And I don't think it would matter as well what the tone of your skin is and how light or dark your skin is, because for one, you're putting foundation over it. But from what I can see, and of course I don't have dark skin, so I don't know for sure, but I don't know that this would put a gray cast. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of people that have darker skin, sometimes you want to just use a primer just to smooth out, you know, the look of your skin, but you don't want to wear foundation. Oh, and before I go any further, I keep forgetting to do this. I'm so sorry. We got to do our call out. Hang on. I have a very special call out I want to give today, because I'm going to put up here in the cards her channel. I want you guys to go check her out. I absolutely adore this woman. She is she's intelligent, she's articulate, she's well-spoken, she's, you know, she's got a killer sense of humor, and she's got style and grace that a lot of us wish we had. And that is, her name's Bridget, but her channel is Keeping It Simple with Bridget. And like I said, I will put a link up above here in the cards so you guys can go check her out. Head on over to her channel and tell her Shelbie sent you. I absolutely adore Bridget. She's just a doll. She's working like a lot of us are, trying to cut back on, you know, we see all these makeup products, we want, oh, I want that, I want that. And I'm holding her to it, because she said in her last anti-haul that she was not going to buy Pat McGrath's upcoming highlighter palette. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, girl. I don't buy it. Because she's gonna buy it. I'm going to be there to tell her when she buys it. But I'll bet you, no. Because you know what? Now, Bridget, don't go getting sneaky and buying it and then not putting it on your channel so we can't rip you to shreds over it. Just joking. Anyways, I just adore her. So, Bridget, I think you're such a unique and incredible part of YouTube. So please, just keep up what you're doing, girl, because I just love it. And for those of you that have dark skin, my women of color, men of color out there, even more, you gotta check out her makeup tutorials she does, because she just does some beautiful makeup work and shows what colors work out of palettes for darker skin. So she's an incredible resource for everyone, no matter your skin color though. So, okay, now one other thing I'd like to do is, even with that primer, the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer is a beautiful primer, and it has a smoothing effect, but not as much as, I'm looking for in some trouble areas here. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, because this time I want to show you one side done and one not, like I didn't in the last video. Real nice and personal here in my face. And the area that we're going to be targeting here with mine is called Clean Slate Timeless Smoothing Primer. I believe they changed the name of this now just to Timeless Smoothing Primer, if I remember correctly. But just focus here in this area where my pores are. And I'm going to do one side so you can see the difference it makes. I just have a tiny bit on my finger. And what I do is I just literally put it right where my pores are and tap it in. You do not need a lot of this product to make a difference, you guys. And it doesn't matter if you're going after wrinkle submission or you want to just, take care of these pores. And I always pat this in. This is definitely, I find, works best when you pat it into the skin. Look at that. No pores, pores. I sure hope you guys can see this, because this really is an incredible primer. Now what I'm going to do is just take a tiny bit more over here and watch these disappear, because you can definitely see these. I can see them in the monitor. Watch this. Look at that already. In my opinion, of what I've tried so far, I think this is one of the best pore filling primers on the market. Again, just from what I've tried. Look at that. Isn't that something? And you darn well know you could see those puppies before. Now I also take, just because I have a tiny bit right here on my nose, so I just put a tiny bit right on the end of my nose and pat it in. Gone. Look at that. It's like a eraser. And then my chin. Look at that. Unreal. Now if you have, like for instance, sometimes like up here I have this nice, I don't have 11s, I just have a 1, special me. So, did you just see that disappear? So my 1 is now 0, baby. You can still see it if you look real close, but it is nothing like it was. It was pretty prominent. And then occasionally, if I have some, significant lines on my forehead here, and occasionally I'll just put them in here. But how I handle this product with lines, as opposed to like with my pores, I just put it on and tapped it in. But with the lines, what I do is I take a little bit on my finger and say, here's the line right here. I actually first do like this. Smooth it from top to bottom. Okay? I don't know if you can see that line that was there just disappeared. And then I go through and pat it. Because what that does is when you're going over it like this, think of a spackle, a crack, what you're feeling with spackle. When you're going like this, then the product fills into the wrinkle, and then we just tap over it. Look at that. You can hardly see that wrinkle that's there now. It's amazing. And we're going to try it down here on this lovely corner slash, this wrinkle I've got here that I'm going to yell at till the end of time. Now, one of our subscribers, Kelly, hi Kelly, she told me that she's having some trouble with the foundation, if I remember correctly, with the foundation like adhering over this. I haven't experienced that. It might have something to do with you know, skin texture, the product you're, who knows, you know, the product you're using, how much oils are in your skin, I don't know. So far, knock on wood, I haven't had trouble with that. I have had trouble with that exact same thing though with Benefit Professional. That's how come I can't use Benefit Professional, because I literally cannot get a foundation to stick to it. Okay, let's move on. Now that, once again, I've had the, just like with the Jouer, I put the product on here and then talked like mad. Okay, half my face I'm going to do with a Beauty Blender, and then half my face I'm going to try with the Morphe E6, which is the brush I'm preferring right now for application. So let's just, I have no idea how far this goes or how, let's start out with my Beauty Blender. Oh, it's highly fragranced. If you're sensitive to fragrance, this one might be a challenge for you. Let's keep going. Okay, so that is 2 pumps right there. So let's see how far this goes. Okay, so God, it always looks so weird half and half. It's nice coverage. I've got, I would say, low medium right now, because I can still see where I cut my chin up earlier today. And I can see where I cut it right there. Okay, so that was 2 pumps. So let's try 2 more. And let's do the brush and see if we go further. Okay, I can tell right off the bat, stippling it in with the brush, put a heavier coat on, or put a heavier coverage on, without a doubt. Because here you can still see, you know, some coloring through here. You can still see like some of my freckles on this side. And over here I've got a lot, I would say this is full medium, getting to higher coverage. It's interesting, I just brushed it there to try and get it out of the wrinkle, and the foundation came off completely. See that? Let's try and put it back. Right now, it feels really heavy on my skin, and it's sinking into every line so far. Not on my forehead, so I can't see every line, but my smile lines, it just doesn't want to stay out of my smile lines. Here you'll see, hopefully, a line of foundation. And here it's pulling out of the line a little bit and then sinking in. So I definitely applied a heavier coverage with the brush, but I don't know necessarily that that's better on my skin. Around the sides of my nose here, this is usually really smooth skin right here for me, and the foundation's just like sticky and caking in there really bad. I don't know why. Anyway, so there we go. There is 1 coat of the YSL All Hours Foundation. Now it does feel sticky right now. You know, or not sticky, like, it's my skin's itching really bad too. And that usually doesn't happen. I usually don't react to, even though my skin's really fair, it's not super sensitive, but something in this is making me itch really bad. I mean, this whole area, it just feels like my skin is crawling. It's all the way up to my, oh, it's a horrible feeling. Sorry, I'm just, I'll tell you one thing, the fragrance in this is very strong, and that might be, who knows, that might be part of what's irritating my skin. I don't know. You know, like when you have a piece of hair that's stuck to your face and it sits there and kind of floats and tickles you and stuff. That's what's going on all over my face right now. So I don't know what's up with that. Okay, so I used a total of 4 pumps for my entire face. And considering the fact that this is only 0.84 ounces, if I'm using 4 pumps to get this kind of coverage, it's not going to last very long. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and one other thing I want to try. This could be an absolute disaster of a time to try this, but I have the new NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I purchased it in the color Light 1 Chantilly. It's the one that comes in the pot, and I want to try this on my under eye area. So let's do this. I figure we might as well, you know, because I'm searching for some new concealers that'll hopefully work out, because I know that the one I use and prefer, which is the by Tarte Terribly Denseless Concealer, is very expensive. This is driving me insane, because I think it's around $60 or so for that one. So I'm trying out other ones to see if I can find something that will work for dry, mature eyes. So let's just try applying this first with my fingers and see if I can blend it in nicely with my fingers. Because this is definitely a cream, you know, a thick, you know, obviously it's like a paint pot consistency if you've ever used that. What do you think? Oh god, I'm just itching so bad, you guys. Oh my lord, I've never had this happen. And I don't have anything new on my skin that's not other than the foundation. I do want to try and put a little bit here, right on this area that for some reason the coverage just isn't, and right over that wrinkle line in my nose. It's not as thick as I thought it would be, being that this is a pot concealer. I was expecting it to be considerably thicker. It has a viscosity to it that when it heats up, it seems to be blending really nice. So hopefully, knock on wood, this doesn't dry out my eyes and I'll be able to use it, because it has nice coverage and it's seeming so far to blend beautifully into the skin. Even though my skin is itching so bad right now, I feel like tearing it off. Oh, please work for me. Please don't dry out my skin. So that is the Soft Matte Complete Concealer. What do you think? I think I did a good job under my eyes, that's for sure. Let's get some powder to set this though before it ends up a mess, and then that'll be my fault. And as usual, I'm going to use my favorite, which is the by Tarte Hyaluronic Hydra powder. This is one of the few powders I've found so far that does not dry out my under eye area. And I'll put some right here on my smile line. Make that plural. And along the sides of my nose a little bit. And lastly, right up here, and you can probably see, I don't know if you guys can see the powder little particles flying everywhere. This is, I mean, it's all over my chest, and it is this is probably the most finely milled powder I've ever used. I just wish they'd come up with a different dispensing system on this. Maybe like the new, oh god, look at me, you can see. Oh, I gotta take a picture because this looks like major flashback, and I've had people ask me about that. So let me take a picture real quick. Well, that answers that. I took one picture when the powder was still heavy on my face, which I'll show here, and you can see the flash definitely picked up on this powder. The second picture I put up is after I buffed it all into my face, but you can still see that it picked up on it like around my nose and my upper eyes. So, you know, is this one that has flashback? It looks like it has the potential to have flashback if it has access to the light. But I'll be curious to see after my makeup is completely done. And, you know, I have other products on top of this, whether or not, because I don't use that as a buffing powder on top. I use that strictly as you saw me just use it. This is what she looks like. It looks nice right now. Now that I've set those wrinkle areas, they don't appear to be as much of a problem, so we'll see what those do. The powder definitely smoothed out this weird thing going on with the inside of my nose. You see that? How much smoother that looks there now? So the powder appears to have smoothed that issue out. I have this itching going on, which I don't know. I've never had that happen with a foundation, God's honest truth. But it's, even though I've got the, you know, light coating and dusting of powder over the top to kind of help set it a little bit, the best way I can describe it is think of a cake that you take out too soon and it's underbaked on the inside, so the outside's nice and set and crispy, but on the inside it's all gooey. That's kind of what it feels like on my skin. Underneath the powder, you know, the top of the powder feels like it's got a good set on it, but underneath, when my face is like moving and stuff like that, it still has that tacky sensation to it. Anyways, we'll see how this one lasts. It is 2:30 p.m. right now, and I am going to go ahead and film the Jouer Jet Set Collection, a review on that next, so keep an eye out for that because that will be coming after this. But what, as always with my foundation over 40s, what I'm going to do is leave you right now. I will come back for just a quick peek and let you see what it looks like when my makeup is all done, and then we will come back for the final check-in at the end of the night. So until then, I love you, and I'll see you in a bit. Mwah! Okay, you guys, as usual, please ignore my makeup, because now this one's usually the one that likes to water. Now this one's been watering all day. I'm a mess. It's been a long, long day. I'm so tired. It is now, if I can read the clock, 10:49. I started this, let's see, I applied. I should probably tell you what the hell we're doing. You're watching this video, you already know. We're back for the last check-in on the YSL All Hours Foundation. And it's looking a little rough in some areas. Yep. Let's zoom you in and show you the roughness, shall we? Okay, let's turn down the lights like usual so we're not having hyperglow reflection. And where I notice, again, like every other foundation, the separation of right there. And right there. On this side, it appears as though the foundation has gone into the wrinkle. And there's a line of it there. And on this side, same thing. All the way down. As for the rest of my face, I think my cheeks look really nice. My forehead has foundation also. Hang on here. Turn this down even more and hope you can see it. Foundation has also sunk into a couple of the lines, not all of them. Like this one that I put the Tarte primer on, there's no foundation in that one, but this one here, there's a foundation line, and right there, there's a foundation line. Other than that, my forehead looks pretty good. And this side over here looks pretty good. My nose, I have not had my glasses on much today because I've been filming. Looks a little bit, there's gathering of foundation there in my nose. That doesn't happen too often to me, but it's not terrible. My upper lip and chin look okay. I will say that I used the, let's see, where is it? The NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is what I used, if you remember, under my eyes, on top of my eyes, down my nose, and here on my chin. I'm noticing as the day's going on, I can see where I put that concealer because it looks heavier and the foundation seems like it's really adhered to that area, but it held my chin up a lot better, interestingly enough, because usually by this time, oh, don't you hate that? Overall, I think it looks really nice. Like I said, my chin held up considerably well. Usually by this time, I have, you know, this whole area is usually just gone for whatever reason. And it's not right now. It looks fairly decent considering the amount of hours I've been wearing this. I will say I'm very surprised by this smile line thing though, because of the fact that this is a long wearing foundation and it does have denatured alcohol in it. I thought for sure it would react like a lot of the other foundations that I have that have a similar formula and by really binding to the skin and not having this kind of movement. But when I see separation of the wrinkle line and I see product gathering in the wrinkle line, that tells me that the foundation is not adhering as tightly to my skin because it's separating, moving, bunching, pilling, whatever, you know, whatever word you want to apply to it, it's moving on my face. And it should not be. And obviously, here I go again. I do that when I get tired. I do the thing. One more time, and you guys can just rip me to filth if I one more time. One more time. That's all it's gonna take. Anyhow, I really did think that this was going to not have that wrinkle, you know, sinking into my wrinkle lines and stuff. And that tells me that this foundation does not have as much flexibility as I thought it did. But other than that, I think it looks nice. What do you guys think? I mean, for how much it is, I would hope it would look nice. Dang it! Dang it! It's been a long day of filming. Is it one I would recommend? And the answer is, no matter how much I love YSL's products, and I love YSL's products, I cannot recommend it. And y'all know why. As long as that ingredient is in a foundation, it's not one that I will wear on the regular. Okay, so anyways, let's wrap this up because it's been long enough. But like I said, I think it's a beautiful foundation. I just cannot recommend it for wear on the daily because of that sole ingredient and the concentration it is in this formula. I think it's got beautiful coverage. I think it's got beautiful wear. Other than the wrinkle issue, that, you know, other than that, it looks really nice. I mean, it really does. It's a beautiful foundation. I would like to try some of their other foundations, see if I can find some that perform just as nicely and don't have that nasty little ingredient in there. Other than that, that's about all I got to say for this one, you guys. Until next time, I love you guys wherever you're at in the world. I hope life is treating you well. And if you're having struggles, that you're beating the bitches back and persevering. And Ivory, that goes for you, girl. Yeah, I saw your comment. We all have rough times, you guys. Don't forget that. You know, this has been a long video, but I want to say this real quick because when we're going through a tough time, things sometimes can get so discouraging and so difficult that it feels as if you're alone in the world. You think, why do I have to experience this? You know, haven't I had enough? Can I get through this? And you feel alone in your suffering and in your misery and in your strife and in your stress and whatever it is, your grief, whatever it is you're going through. I want you guys out there to know that you're not alone. You're never alone. Even though I may not be sitting right beside you, I may not be in your homes with you, know that I go through it too. I have the tough times too. We all do. You know, I can get on here on camera and smile and have a good old time, but you know what? Just like you, I have rough times. And I have times where I think, Jesus, haven't I had enough? But you know what? I persevere. I always persevere. I will never give up. I will never give in until God decides it's time to take me home. That is the way that I have always been. I have been through some things in my life that would take down lesser people. No question about it. But you know what? Just because you have difficulty doesn't make you a lesser person. That's the point. It's how you handle your difficulties that determines the person you truly are. And when I say I have difficulties that would take down a lesser person, I say that because as far as I'm concerned, the only lesser person in this world is somebody who gives up. That to me moves you into a category that makes you a lesser person. Because if you give up, not only are you throwing away what there's people out there that are fighting day in, day out to have, okay? And that is life. But that means you're telling everyone else you just don't give a shit about them, about their feelings. Because you know what? When you give up, every single person who loves you, cares for you, has been a part of your life, they all absorb your suffering. Just that simple. So the suffering you're in right now, when you give up and split and say, I'm out of here, guess what? That suffering you're in right now, you just passed on to not just one person, but tens of people. And you're not splitting it out amongst them. You're literally taking your misery you have right now and heaping it in this person's lap, and that person's lap, and that person's lap, and that person's lap. So when you're out there, for those of you, and you're having a tough time, and you wonder whether or not you can go on, you just consider the fact that feel the pain that you're in right now and think about heaping that on every single person that loves you. Every single person that cares about you. Every single person who even associates with you. Whether you're a student in high school, all the kids that know you that you're going to affect, your family members, whatever, your coworkers. People are affected by loss. It's just that simple. It's much easier, much fairer, and much more positive outcome for you to reach out to everyone else out there, because we all understand it. We've all been there. I don't care if you go to your brother, your father, your pastor, psychologist. We've all been there. Every single one of us. There is no human on this planet who is immune from suffering. There's no human on this planet who has not had hard times, and everybody understands it. So just remember that. There's always people there to help you. It's just that simple. There's always somebody there to help. Always. If you reach out and you say, I need some help, or I need someone to talk to, don't be afraid to do that thinking people are going to shut you down. Because I'll tell you, if somebody ever shut me down, if I reached out and said, you know what, I really need to talk to somebody, and I reached out to somebody and they shut me down, I'd think, boy, that's a shitty person. It wouldn't reflect bad on me. It would reflect bad on them. Because I'll tell you, if somebody came to me and told me, hey, I'm having a hard time, I need to talk, I'd sit down and say, let's talk. I'd make time. Because that's what you do. Anyway, so I just want to let you guys know that, you know, don't think you're alone. And don't think that it's never going to pass. I lost my best friend to suicide. It has affected my life to this day. God bless you, Todd. And it's something that'll never heal. Never heal. The pain that I have and his loss will never heal. It'll never go away. So, for those of you out there that are hurting and that are thinking about that, think about the fact that I lost Todd almost 20 years ago. It hasn't gone away. And it never will. And I and the other people that loved him have to live with that for the rest of our lives. Sorry. So just remember, that's what you'll leave behind. That'll be the legacy you leave behind if you make that choice. And, you know, I think, God, I wish he'd just held on and think about where he'd be now and how much he missed out on. There's too much out there to live for to give up. So, don't ever. No matter what you need to do, you fight for your life. Just that simple. You have to feel you're worth it. And if you're low enough that you don't feel you're worth it, then you look around at your family members and friends and you use their strength until you can grow strong enough to realize you're worth it. Till next time, you guys, I love you. I can't talk. And like I said, don't ever give up. Don't ever give in. You fight forward. Whatever it is, whatever you need to do. I love you. That is my dog. Please excuse the rambunctiousness going on in my house right now. It's been a long day. Remember, when you're out in the world, treat people you encounter with love and respect. They have feelings. They hurt, and they can be hurt. A smile and a hug does a world of good. Don't ever forget it. I love you. Bye. Ow, don't hit it on the palm. That is a freaking heavy bottle. And for those of you who whacked it on my palm like, nope, don't do that. This is a heavy bottle. See if I can brighten it up a little right here and combat that shadow I have. Nope, nothing's gonna combat that shadow. I could paint this white and it's not gonna combat that shadow I have right there from my hooded lids. Oh, we have company. Hello. What you doing?
She was sleeping. She's not going to be very talkative.
What you doing?
I woke her up.
Were you sleeping? Oh.
Do you wanna dance?
Please don't shake her above me. That's her POOPIE dance, and I don't want her shitting on my shoulder.
Do you wanna do the dance? Do the dance, do the dance, dance, dance. She says, why did you wake me up?
Too long of a day for this. Sonny bird, Mama have a kiss? That wasn't a kiss. Kiss? She doesn't want to touch my lips. Yeah, Mommy, kiss. 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 Oh, I love you.
She's sleepy.
I love you. I love you.
She's in a scritchy mood.
I love you.
You want to give her some scritches?
I love you. Oh, was that a kiss for Mommy?
You want to pick her
I got
hair?
a kiss.
You want to pick her hair?
She's not even on camera. She's not even on camera.
What do you mean?
She's not on camera. There now she is. I love you. I love you. I love you. Mommy's girl, I love you. Oh, did she give my nose a tweak? Okay, thank you. Love you. Bye.
Hi, May. Kiss. 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 Bye-bye.
Okay, now that we had a birdie break, for those of you that don't know, that was Songa. She's our African Grey, and she needs a boy. So if anybody out there has little boy African Greys, we need one, because our Songa needs a mate. She's laying eggs like crazy. We're doing everything we can to stop her, but boy, I'll tell you, when they want to lay, they want to lay. Okay, and then came the pit bull. Anyone else? Anyone else? No? Okay, goodbye.